Welcome to episode 47. Wrong color.
It's okay.
It's new. Try it out.
New color.
They can't see it, but that's okay.
Welcome to episode 47.
Of the Whiskey and Whitetails podcast. Today's November 15th. I'm Gus.
I'm Matt. And we're going to compromise here.
How so? Oh, by trying to do this?
Maybe we do a little angle. Maybe I'll look over here.
Okay. Sure. No. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Fine.
We're back the way we were. The way we're supposed to be. The way it was intended to be. Oh, I'm like drinking liquid death again. No response.
Not yet.
Are we surprised?
No.
Yeah. So, tell while we're here, tell everybody how they can save 20%. Oh, tell people what we sell. I feel like a lot of people, especially on Instagram, every time I post a picture of the smoker block, people are like,
What is this?
What is this? Where'd that come from?
So we, aside from all the fun stuff we do on Instagram or in social media, YouTube, podcast, we also happen to make handcrafted goods from whiskey barrels.
Yeah.
One of our best sellers is our smoke cocktail kit.
Show is.
We also have, you've got to stop hitting the microphone. I'll stop saying ums when you stop beating that microphone up. We also have a Glencairn cigar rest, an ashtray, a number of other products that we make. One that we've partnered with, you can see right here, partnered with Dom Gatto.
Your
top photo. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put this back.
Make a lot of stuff. Just go look.
Yeah, we got cool stuff, and we've
actually slimmed down the store.
We've slimmed it down, but that was for a purpose, which we explained on another episode.
Yeah,
we do sell things not on the store that we sell at the markets or places where we sell in person. If you ever see us post any of those pictures and you see something that piques your interest, just give us a shout. We can probably make that happen for you. But if you want to save 20% on any of those awesome products, just use code podcast.
Yep,
pretty simple.
And
it's always on.
Christmas orders are already picking up.
It's bananas.
It's been quite a bit.
I was going through last night, catching up on state sales and use tax and paying those and doing all that. And so you have to go through and identify every sale from which state and then the county. And it's a real giant pain in the rear end. But it's funny watching sales pick up over the last couple months. I've been doing that like at the end of the month and just going back through all the sales. And I'm not going to be able to wait until the end of the month to do that. I'm going to have to do it like a weekly tally and do it every week. Otherwise, it's going to take me 2 days to do.
See, I have like when I ship, I have a walk-in, the self-checkout kiosk thing. You can scan the label. So I'll scan the label of each package and then put them in the Dropbox. Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is you have to click new item, scan prepaid sale. I confirm there's no liquid. Yeah, I confirm it again, then scan, and then do that process all over again. So it takes about 10 seconds per package. I am at the point now with packages where I quit doing it. I just throw them in a box. I don't have time. It just takes too damn long. I'm not going to stand. It's because I'm there every morning between 6 and 6:30, and I'm not going to stand there for 10 minutes scanning packages. So
it's probably time to start doing the pickup thing, right?
Yeah, I hate doing the pickup because they're like, we come at the normal time that your mail carrier comes, and they show up at 4 a.m. and then leave a note that I wasn't ready. It's like, of course not. You don't usually come till 3.
Yeah, so, and I'm not leaving thousands of dollars worth of product sitting on my front doorstep.
Not happening.
Yeah. I do have actually a couple things that I wanted to, and I'm jumping ahead, but since we were talking about the Postal Service, we made a joke about the extended, we were talking about delays that are inevitable with the Postal Service during the holidays, and we made a joke about the impact of those that choose not to get the vaccine and not being able to work. Well, the Postal Service is exempt from the vaccines. Did you know that?
I did not.
They're exempt from the vaccine mandate. So we won't see any shortage or delays as a result of that because they don't have to.
Wasn't that interesting?
Yeah. It just gets more interesting every day. Anyways, back to what are we drinking on today?
We don't know.
But
I'm just gonna pick something a little darker in color here. Probably
like that one.
Yeah, that's dark. I'm gonna pick that. So we'll empty this out, and then we'll probably do another one.
Well, while we're pouring, since we don't have a specific whiskey to talk about, I'll make another correction from the last episode. I made a comment about the snakehead, the fish, being an invasive species, and mentioned that it was in Georgia and some other things. I was getting some invasive species that I discussed with my kids group kind of mixed up. So I wanted to clarify, because before someone's like, "Man, you don't know what you're talking about." So there are actually 4 species of snakehead fish in the United States.
I was going to say the one that I put in the video was from somewhere up north, and I was like, I'm just going to let it go.
Well, that's the northern state snakehead. It's actually originally native to China, Russia, and possibly North and South Korea, they believe.
Isn't that interesting?
It was introduced. What if that was introduced on purpose as another form of environmental warfare?
Yeah, could be.
Oh man,
get your tinfoil hats on.
Yeah. Anyways, so there, like I said, 4 species. The northern snakehead, which is considered to be very invasive, was introduced or found in California in 1997. Now, it's not been fully established in California. When they say established, that means that a species has more or less set up home. There's a large enough population. It's taking up habitat. It has solidified itself. It's different than just seeing it and finding it here and there. It's still not, even though it was found initially in California, it's not established there apparently. It is found and established in Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, and Arkansas, and then is found in California, Florida, which you did mention, and I was like, no, not Florida, Georgia. Sorry. Illinois, Massachusetts, Delaware, and North Carolina. So it is spreading. It is an invasive species, but I kind of had my facts wrong, so there's your correction.
It sounds like it's too far gone already.
It does kind of sound that way.
I think we have those now.
Yeah.
They're like the pigs. Like,
well, yeah, the pig. There's another animal that someone was like, "Did you know that's an invasive species?" And I was like, I had no idea. Like, I can't remember what it was now. There's a lot of it. Oh, the hippopotamus is one of the world's, because during the whole cartel ring, cartel days, like in the 80s, when trafficking of animals and exotic animals was like a way to show your wealth, they brought hippos to Mexico.
There's hippos in Mexico?
In South America, I think.
I didn't know that.
It's South America, not Mexico. It's specific. And so then they released them. They were like, can't control these things. They, I don't know, cost too much to eat.
I didn't know there were hippos.
Yeah, they released them into apparently there's a small section where there's hippos.
She's always wanted to go on safari.
Yeah.
She's wanted to see hippos. I'm like, well, I should just tell her, like, surprise. And she's like, we're going to the dark planet? And I'm like, yeah, that's where we're going.
I was listening to these guys talk about it, and apparently somewhere in all their great ideas, Louisiana at one point had considered bringing in hippos.
Wow.
To help do something with the environment.
Don't hippos kill like more people than any other animal?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't for the environment. It was to bring them in to hunt for meat and to farm for meat, I guess. This was a long time ago, obviously.
Yeah.
And someone made the joke, well, I'm glad they didn't, seeing as how they didn't do too well with the Nutra. Because apparently that was brought in too. Yeah. I don't know, or they haven't managed it very well, clearly. If you've ever been, I mean, they're all over in the swamps. And it was like, can you imagine, instead of Nutra, there was just thousands of hippos just cruising. You driving down the road, there's a dead alligator, also a hippo as you cruise through the bayou.
They knock your boat out of the water as you're rolling, like you're sitting there fishing.
Or better yet, you're down in the basin and you're hunting ducks, because it's a great, the Mississippi Flyway, and you're in your layout boat, and you just get
eaten by a giant hippo,
a Louisiana Cajun hippo.
Cajun hippos would be the worst too, because they'd be less educated.
You're such an asshole. So that's what I had for that.
You didn't know that?
I am. Unlike others, though, I don't take huge offense to jokes like Tom Segura makes. It was really funny.
I actually have something to bring up about Tom Segura.
Oh, is it bad?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's good.
Oh, no.
But it's bad. I'm going to drink this first.
Okay.
We'll go straight into that. This smells real nice.
I think I know. I think I know what this is.
I just grab stuff and put them on the counter here.
At this point, though, you take a sip of something and your mind automatically goes towards, like, I don't know, in your brain, there's like a catalog of whiskey and bourbons, and they're kind of just categorized by different things, and you take a sniff, and that virtual catalog, like, 70% falls out. It's definitely not those.
Yeah. I mean, it's darker, so it's definitely not, I don't know. I'm not playing that game. I just drink and see what we like.
Interesting.
So this is a long story, but I'm thinking if I start it, I didn't even write this down because I wasn't going to go there.
Okay. You piqued my interest.
Okay. So, if you don't know who Tom Segura is, he's a comedian. And they have a podcast, him and his wife, who's also a comedian. And there is what? Oh. This thumbnail popped up. I'm like, what is happening to Instagram? My. I guess it's a joke. It's not real. It was a body like full of bullet holes, but it was fake. Okay. I thought it was maybe Ed Manifesto.
I had to unfollow.
Did you? It's too much?
It's still there, but it's a lot sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never followed him, but all right. So Tom Segura, if you aren't familiar now, if you don't know who he is, you probably definitely know who Garth Brooks is.
Oh, I've not paid attention to this saga.
If you go to Garth Brooks' Instagram, or probably on Facebook too, I don't know. But if you go to Garth Brooks' Instagram and you look at, so his most recent post, there's 4,749 comments, one of which is ours that, don't worry about it, but it's nothing vulgar. It just says unrestrict Tom Segura because that's what they're asking for. But if you read some of these comments, it's just what? Question mark, machines within, and then watch for the wasps, and then a bunch of whats, and where's the glove, where's the body? It's just a bunch of stuff. So Tom Segura has allegedly claimed that Garth Brooks looks like maybe a murderer? Or,
serial killer?
Yeah, serial killer.
Okay.
And so they're asking him like where the bodies are. It's a joke.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious that they have completely taken over his social media, every single comment. So his point behind all of it was that it's just the guy's odd, like he says stuff and you're like, what kind of human says those things? So this is where this thought came from, and this is where it gets fun. I was listening to another podcast that's in the bourbon world, and the guy was talking, and he was meeting people, and he says, you didn't think you'd run into a bourbon personality today, did you? And I heard that and thought to myself, who says that? And I almost do the Tom Segura thing and be like, who says, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just odd. One, I don't know what a bourbon personality is. And two, I don't think anyone ever starts their day assuming they'll meet one, since no one even knows it exists. Nothing? I just thought it was very strange.
Well, I guess I'm with you. I don't understand.
They're saying that they're celebrities. Bourbon celebrities, bourbon personality is what I wrote.
I didn't know you could be a bourbon celebrity.
I mean,
unless you're like a famous distiller or master,
like Greg Metz,
master blender.
Greg Metz might, or Jim Booker. No,
sure, yeah.
Elmer T. Lee. Maybe
I would consider that, but I would guarantee you, I would bet my life on it that none of them would like to be called a bourbon celebrity.
No.
Those folks are way too down to earth.
Yeah.
It's just not their thing.
It's just a strange thing. It's like, if you're a celebrity, I mean, that means something, but then it's kind of like do I want to go down this road? It's kind of like the hero thing.
Yeah.
How hero used to mean, thing of reverence, like used to mean like you jump through a burning building and save someone. Yeah. And now like anyone could be a hero. You just go do this, a couple things and you're a hero. So I kind of think like
if I give blood, sometimes I can get a sticker that says I'm a hero.
That's a great example. Better example than I was going to give.
I feel like a hero.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but you said the Tom Segura thing, and I was like, when I have to.
When I have to.
Because
what's funny is that Tom Segura and his wife, between their podcast and the joint podcast they do, and just the platform they have as a whole, we're talking about millions of people who find them funny and share a similar type of humor and have no problem helping carry on basically it's just a ridiculous ongoing prank. It's been going on for years at this point.
They were just
over a year.
It's been a while, but they were just talking about that someone wrote in that knows the publicist for Garth Brooks, and they were like, we mentioned that we follow this podcast or whatever, and they were talking about like where's the bodies, machines within, where the waspices, things like that, and
all inside jokes, by the way.
All inside jokes, and they were uninvited from the party because they were afraid that they were going to come up to Garth Brooks and ask him. Apparently, he's like really bothered by it, which to me makes it even funnier.
If Garth Brooks wanted to catapult his career and his sales, he would just get down with the joke.
Yeah. And
Get up with Tom Segura and be like, all right,
let's do
this
something.
is funny. You've been going at it long. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Can we hang out? And I bet Tom Segura would be, hell yeah, let's do it. And deep down inside, Tom Segura probably really likes Garth Brooks.
Well, they said Tom Segura looks like Garth Brooks.
Yes,
and
that's where a lot of this started from, right?
And so it's like if they did a dance battle together where they dress like Garth Brooks dressed like Tom Segura and Tom Segura dressed like Garth Brooks, it would kill. It would be super funny.
Oh, like he and Bert did?
Yeah.
That would
it would be really funny. Yeah. Also, if you want to get in on any of this, you are like hundreds of episodes behind on their podcast. It would take you forever to get caught up to understand all the references.
I haven't even, I mean, you and I both miss episodes by the tens sometimes, and it's hard to keep up even when you miss one or two.
The wife fills me in. She's a long-time listener.
She's a mommy?
Yeah, she's a mommy, yeah. So she listens to it all the time. Yeah. So she fills me in on these things.
Another inside joke. She's not a mom.
Yeah, she's my wife.
But
how dare you?
Cat mom.
She's not a mom.
But you know what I mean.
If she was a mom, I wouldn't have married her.
Okay, then.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
So, I wanted to bring that up. So the other thing that on ridiculousness is, the other thing it's a show. On the other thing on ridiculous things to say, the other day I was at a liquor store and I was talking to a store owner and someone came in and interrupted us in the middle of a conversation, which is fine.
What?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you did something.
No, I said, of course, like someone would interrupt you. Of course. So I'm standing there and he comes in and he's like, he asked for Blantons. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of a conversation with this guy about, we were deep in the woods on Irish whiskey and some of my favorites and just trying to get him to get other stuff in the store that I like or we want. Yeah.
And the guy's like, I just had this stuff for the first time and I just can't believe it. He's like, have you heard of it? Asking me. And I wanted to take a moment here to drop some knowledge. Have I heard of it? Yes. But here's the thing. If you think that you're super cool because you just found out about Blanton's, let me go ahead and it came out in 1984. That was the first time it was produced.
Right.
Master distilled by Elmer Teeley. It's not made by Buffalo Trace. It's owned by Ancient Age. Just letting you know. And it's made by Sazerac. And it's stored in warehouse H. Did I write it down? Yep. H, which is a metal building and it advances aging. So yes, if you just found out about Blanton's in the past 6 months, you are 30 some years late. Just letting you know. But I didn't say any of that to this gentleman.
The guy that interrupted you?
Yeah. I just kind of stared at him. I was like, yeah, I've heard of it. And he's like, I just can't believe nobody keeps it on the shelf here. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah. Can you please leave now? I wanted to tell him a bunch of good stuff. But I just wanted to say, when you go to a store asking for Blanton's, just know that's what you look like. Especially when you interrupt somebody.
Yeah. And that goes for most allocated whiskeys. Yeah. And we've talked about this and we've beat this horse to death.
Yeah.
But it stands and to be mentioned again. When you walk into stores and you immediately ask for whiskeys that are hard to get as it is, as if it should just be, you've got to build relationships. That's just what Matt was doing. He's there talking, having a conversation. The problem is that these bourbons are allocated. They go for a lot of money because the market has pushed it in that direction. That new liquor store not far from here.
Yeah.
Blanton's. It was just regular Blanton's, right? It wasn't a special release or anything like that. $1.99.
Yeah.
I remember when I got married, my wife bought me a bottle of Blanton's. Do you remember that?
I bought a bottle of Blanton's the day, right before you got married, because we bought it for the wedding.
Yeah. Well, we bought...
Right? Because I think we bought it off 17 and 526.
That was Jack Daniel's single barrel. It was a single barrel of Jack Daniel's, because I have a picture of that from our wedding photos. And we made old fashions while the groomsmen were getting dressed.
That's what it was.
Jessica had bought me a bottle of Blanton's as a wedding gift that we opened the night before. So there was a bottle of Blanton's out and about. I think she paid $60 for that.
Yeah.
Which is not bad for a decent bourbon. But that was 7 years ago. And now you can't find it anywhere for less than $100, it seems.
You know what's funny is until we really dove in, full throttled, once we really got into whiskey and
jumped into the deep end?
Yeah. It's like, because it's been a little over a year since we've been doing the podcast, I think.
Almost a year. Almost a year. A little over a year since we sort of solidified.
We started the podcast in December, right?
Yeah, we did the first episode we released we recorded, so it was weird. We recorded some in December, And then we were going to release them over the holidays, and then a bunch of stuff happened. And we are like, none of that stuff's relevant anymore. And so then we started again.
Yeah. That's
what in January after some duck hunting, I think.
Yeah, I think. Anyways, all right. So my point is, for a year of taking pictures, we've taken pictures of bottles. Bottles have been in pictures of us for many, many years. But after a year of doing it, sometimes I'm like, I can't believe it. I've only been doing this for a year. And then I see pictures of, you're talking about 7 years ago at your wedding. We were drinking pretty much the same shit we drink now.
Yeah, a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah. It's just funny. Like you didn't think about it because we weren't like super into it. I mean, we were into it, but we weren't.
Whiskey and Whitetails
of it
were just a part of our life every day. We hadn't yet come to realize what we could make by bringing the two together, and that's kind of where we are now. But yeah, they've always been intertwined with who we are for a long time. But it is funny to look back though, and
be like, oh, you were drinking Jack Daniel's single barrel back then? We had Blantons back then. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Because I was always a Jack Daniel's. Like that was Jack Daniel's was my thing. Sure. The wife too. It was. And then
I remember many trips coming to when you guys were living in Maryland, and I don't think I was ever up there where you guys didn't have.
We had a bar in Maryland.
A handle of that's what I'm saying. You guys always had a handle of Jack Daniel's, and amongst other things.
Yeah,
we had never Fireball though.
Dude, I think the most I've done with Fireball is like at the store when they're in the freezer. Like it's not something I do normally, but if it's like we're gonna go out later.
Yeah, just grab a couple. Here's the problem with Fireball, because it's flavored, it's cinnamon flavored. You and I have a rough history with Goldschlager, which is also cinnamon flavored. And
is that whiskey?
It's not whiskey, but the point is that it's cinnamon. It has the cinnamon, and it's just, I just can't, I have a hard time with the cinnamon flavored stuff, with the exception of that barrel bourbon store pick.
Dude, because I think it's a different kind of cinnamon. It's like a big red almost.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, sometimes that has so much cinnamon in it that sometimes I didn't used to taste a lot of cinnamon in whiskey, but now I do.
I want to cook with it.
Yeah. It's an expensive thing to cook with.
It is.
Oh, speaking of that, picks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. We're doing our new riff pick we've been talking about it for a while, Rocks and Glencairn. And anyone that's ever done a new riff pick knows that they're right at $55 a bottle coming out of the place. So that's what we're getting. A half a barrel. Whiskey and Whitetails is getting 60 bottles. It's going to go through Patreon. Not through Patreon. It's going to be offered to patrons first.
Yep.
And then if there's anything left, it'll come out. So you can literally $3 a month join and be in on that list. We're not going to do it tiered for this one. Just if you're a patron, you get a chance to buy it.
Yeah.
So it's $55 plus sticker, plus we have to go get it. So the gas involved. Yeah. If we stay the night, we're probably just going to sleep in the trailer or something. But all of that. So $55 plus all of that broken, divided up into whatever. So we don't know what the price will be yet. You'll find out.
Well, we'll figure it out. Let you know.
Just wanted to put that out there. So we're doing a new riff pick. We asked for flavors like apple or fruits. I asked for fruit flavors. Apple, cherry.
Fruit forward.
Yeah, not cherry. It was apple and grape, Big League Chew grape, like the Old Forester stuff has, and then apple. So those are what I asked for. We'll see if we get it. Giveaway week 1 will be November 26th. It's a Friday. We are giving away a cocktail smoker kit, as well as, I don't remember the name of the company. It doesn't matter because we paid for it. It's a roll-up bar. I reached out to them and asked them.
Yeah.
I said, hey, I already bought one, and I would like to, get more, but I'm not going to keep buying from you, with no because this is week 1 will be the most expensive thing we give away, probably. But it's a full cocktail kit, so it's a shaker, the peeler, the jigger, the
all that
mixing
stuff.
Spoon, strainer, the lime press. The lime press you could beat somebody to death with. It's heavy. And then our cocktail smoker glass will probably, or kit will also probably, we might throw in a glass if I can figure out how to ship it so it doesn't break. The glasses are fragile. That's the reason we don't offer them.
Yeah.
So that will be starting November 26th. We're going to give you a tip. It's going to be a YouTube thing only. So in order to win, you have to watch the YouTube videos, and it'll just be during that week. We'll have a video that comes out that says, hey, this is how you win this thing. So we'll be advertising it soon, taking pictures, blah, blah, blah. I just got it. that. We just put out a bunch of recent videos. We did a 30, 60, 90 tier. The 30 tier did very well. I think that we may do another probably 40 because there's some stuff in the 35 range that I like. So I think we'll do 40 and below, but we're going to do it, as you said, mini. Let's drink this. Which one is this? 2, 3.
Do you have these written down somewhere?
Yeah. Some banana and maple syrup.
Yeah. Like banana pancakes.
Banana pancakes. And the other one I wrote down, fruit, vanilla, caramel. Definitely banana pancakes.
It's good.
All right. And then I wanted to talk. Oh, block number 2000.
Oh, yeah.
Has been cut. We don't know where it is, or because it's not everything that we cut and route makes it. So
yeah,
we have
sometimes
quality control.
You have quality control, and I try to, it's a stave. It's been blasted with a furnace to be charred. The side that we route for the smoker block is imperfect. There are sometimes pieces and parts that are not intact. That's part of dealing with charred wood. However, I do have, when I'm looking at them and I make them, I think we'd both agree, there is a certain point where you look at it and you go, that looks like a genuine, just looks like a charred stave. And then other times where enough chunks are break loose because the wood has been just charred so much that it starts to just look like shit.
Yeah.
So those don't always, we throw those out. We use them for firewood. We use them for other scrap, whatever. But our 200th, or 2000th rather.
2000th.
It's wild.
It's crazy. Yeah, our 2000s block is in the bed of Gus's truck right now. Last night I cut them all up. Well, you cut the bungs out, and then I square them up, and so the squared up chunks are in there, and it probably weighs 200 pounds, that box, right? So
I need to hit up Bosch and give them a shout out for their router, because I put that thing through the paces in the last year, and that's
true.
It is still humming along.
Yeah.
And the bits we use too. Understandably, the bits get dull after a while. And what's crazy is that when dealing with router bits, you can start to see when it gets dull and how well it's cutting. You take it out and you look at it, you feel it. It still feels sharp, but just that laser edge that it has on it, just the slightest difference makes a huge difference in what it does with the wood. So I've made the conscious decision to pay more attention to how the wood looks and not how it feels. And when I start to see the cut causing me more cleanup work than anything, then it's time to put a new one on. Because I put this new one. I do. They're all saved. What I need to do, I've been meaning to do, is call the company and find out about having them resharpen if they'll do that. I'm sure they will, but it's a North Carolina based company, and they don't have that offered on their website. Their website's real clunky. Anyways. Yeah, I'm going to probably order some more of those bits to have them on standby. That way, whenever I notice it starting to cause me more cleanup then I'm just going to change it out and move on.
Yeah, you should definitely reach out to them and tell them how much work they've done. Like how often we've used them.
Yeah.
Because they may be interested in the data points.
I didn't think about that.
Like, this is how long they last with this type of wood, blah, 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 and this pattern. But they may be interested in trading sharpening for data points. But if not, the wife sharpener, her sharpener, we could ask him. He could probably do it.
Worth a shot.
He does that leather, the strap sharpening. I don't know if you can strap sharpen those or not, but
I don't know either.
Supposedly that's like the best.
These spiral upcut bits they don't have straight edges. They have a sharp edge, but it curves. It curves up.
Oh, it's still the drill bit.
It's like a drill bit, but it's made for plunge routing, and it's just a different kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll find out.
Ask them.
I'll deal with it after the holidays whenever I'm not up to my eyeballs and other things. Yeah. Hats. We're closer to hats.
Yeah, I don't care, so you handle it.
Okay. I could tell by your response yesterday. I'm going to stop asking you questions.
Yeah.
That's fine. Because I asked you which of the two you like, and you responded with, I like that one too. I was like, oh, he's not reading my emails.
I think that you said something about the all black one at the bottom.
No, I said I like the bottom two thoughts, and you're like, I like that one too. Yeah. I was like, okay, he's busy.
Yeah, my mind is not.
It's all right. I can tell.
My mind's in
I can take cues.
My mind's in the $3,500 we owe New Riff right now, and then
an order that we were hopeful.
Yeah, an order that we're waiting on.
Kind of.
No, I think it's going to happen. It's just taking time.
My guess is that if it's a company that has enough employees to order that many for a bulk order, that purchase has to go through an approval process through accounting or some sort of just like it would in our world.
Yeah,
there's no way I could just hit someone up and be like, oh, I need this for this amount. Like
the problem is they had a due date. They needed it by this date, and I explained to her that it takes 10 working days to create that number. It's mainly the torches,
well, there's that too. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out. Well, we lost video for a little bit, but we're back.
Yeah. Sorry.
Keep joining the Patreon and supporting us, and we'll be able to we'll have this problem fixed.
Yeah, it's there's two ways to fix it. One is the cheapest option is like $1,200.
Yeah.
The most expensive option is like $1,500. So it's like what?
Which of the two would you prefer?
That one.
Yeah.
Just because it gives the ability to do other things.
Here. Yeah. And then we can use 2 cameras, right?
Yeah.
You can use both cameras as an input, so I can bring my camera and do the same thing. That's probably the best route.
Yeah.
We can also use that computer or use that. What does it matter?
Yeah.
You can also use that to.
It's a computer I have to build. So
a computer.
It's not like somebody would be like, oh, that's how they do it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Anyways,
sorry.
That's okay.
Back. You're welcome. So I was gonna say, we were talking to. Let's see, where was I at? Oh, I was talking to Josh Bynum about the bow market.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this thought. So the whiskey market is the opposite of the bow market, but also the same. Because shelf life is shorter on price. So like the whiskey will stay kind of like, it will jump in price. Like if a new bow comes out and I buy it and you don't, I could sell it for more than I paid for it. Because people have to have the newest of the new every year.
Yeah, they really want it, especially if the availability goes down. They can't keep up with production.
And then the whiskey's the same way. Like this midwinter's, I mean, it's crazy some of the money it's going for right now. And then, which I'm not selling ours, so don't even ask. And then it'll stay high. It may come down a little bit, but it'll still stay high. Where like next year, the bow that came out this year will plummet. It'll be worth
you'll
nothing.
still be able to sell it.
Yeah,
you'll make some
to me.
Yeah, well, you can still get. Maybe not your money back, but you'll be able to sell it for a couple $100, $300 less than what you paid for it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, a good majority of people are after that new every year or every couple years. And it makes it hard to, because every new bow that comes out is the most advanced technology, Matthews or Bowtech or Elite Bows or, insert bow brand, Bear or... I don't name the shitty ones. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Man. Well, there's dozens of them.
I'd rather have a Bear than a Bowtech.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is
Fred Bear's my
every
hero.
fucking year they come out with a new one. It's the latest and greatest. It's the newest technology they've ever come out with, and it's it's shit that they've been sitting on and working on for 3 years. They're just like computers and phones. The technology is there for what they're going to release in 2 years, but they're going to suck all of the money out of you year by year. Anyways, his question or the conversation was about
the drop away rest, because I don't know if he had a whiskey biscuit. I don't know what he had before, but he was like at 40 yards, it was a huge difference. So with the drop away, and I was like, yeah, I think Gus and I both. I know you used to have a whisker biscuit, but
I've never had one.
No, I haven't either. Mm-mm. Thought you did.
Nope.
No, I've always had drop-aways.
I've always had drop-aways. I've never been a big fan of the static rest. I don't have a whole lot of scientific reason for it other than the constant contact with the arrow and then with the veins at the end of the arrow. I feel it's just a lot of unnecessary contact with the bow. Now, if you tune the bow to that, then it's probably fine. If it has its benefits in that it keeps your arrow in place. So now there's different types of static. There's open static and full capture static, which is what a whisker biscuit is. The open is the one that you're familiar with, like back in the day, where it's just like a little wire that sort of stuck out
Yeah.
and you rested on top of. It's used by competition shooters in some cases, so it's not like it affects archery or accuracy, but it does. Like if you're walking through the woods and you bump something, your arrow is going to fall off, and that's the biggest reason that I don't like that type. And then all the friction and the extra resistance of a full capture just seems. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't. I would like it more, probably a short distance, but longer distance, no. And then sitting, I can't tell you times I was sitting at a tree stand and like either the knot comes out or it comes off of the string, plummets straight to the ground. I mean, I've done it several times.
It's unfortunate.
Or it's just because there's nothing holding it in, and I look at it on the ground, I'm like,
yeah. That's why. So the fall away rest I use is the QAD, I think Quality Archery Design is then what it stands for, and they partnered with Matthews to make a specific QAD rest specifically for Matthews bows. So that's what I have. I like the fact that it is somewhere what you call inertia driven, where when you pull back your string, it raises up so you rest it
that's
kind
the
of
way mine is.
on a platform, right? And then when you raise it back, now you have the option to Quality Archery Design. Yeah,
that's what he bought.
Okay, yeah, it's a very solid rest. That's what I shoot.
The Ultra Rest. I'm pretty sure that's what I shoot. That's what I told him. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's what I have too.
It's pretty solid. It's very standard. It's very common. And I like the fact that you can lock it in place, so that your bow, just like with the static rest, the full capture ones, it doesn't fall out or move. You can pull it up. It looks like some of them look different, but most of them have some sort of U shape or.
That's what mine is.
Yeah, and it just holds the arrow.
And I have buds put like tape on it.
Yeah, it has tape to help with
friction tape,
or whatever. It looks like little moleskin, like black velvet, moleskin, velvet. And then the idea is whenever you release the arrow, whether you're using a thumb or whatever kind of release you're using, the quick movement of that drops that rest, and so then there's nothing touching or impeding the movement of the arrow from that point.
Yeah,
I like them. I don't have a lot of experience with static rest though, so I know plenty of people that use whisker biscuits. And truth be told, with how fast bows shoot these days, whisker biscuits probably just fine.
I think. Well, his complaint, which would also be my complaint, was the once you step out of distance.
Yeah.
So you get past like the inconsistencies at 40 yards is probably going to be way higher than a drop.
Yeah. I haven't experimented with it, but I can see that being an issue. The only downside that I have ever found with the fall away rest is that you're introducing more mechanical parts and moving parts and pieces. So there's just more opportunity for failure or for bumping it and knocking it, the tuning out. So you do have to tune them well, make sure that they're falling away, the timing is right and everything. But that's what, me, I don't have the time or the shop and the tools to do all that kind of stuff at home. I don't have a bow press and all that kind of stuff. Take it to a good shop. We have a good shop not far from here. Actually, it is far from here, but it's the only bow shop that really
not far from the hunt club.
Not far from the hunt club. And I've had some bad experiences taking my bow to big box stores. Yeah. So we take it there. They take the time and do a good job. I've never had any issues from anything I've gotten from there. So
everybody says that guy's angry all the time. I'm like, it's probably because he's dealing with your dumbass. Not you, but like the guy telling me.
Probably because you come in and
I'm an expert. Nah, I doubt it.
No.
Yeah, I like him. That's where I take it as well. I don't have any problems with him.
But yeah, bow rests are fun to argue about. People get real passionate about stuff with archery equipment, whether it's bows or broadheads or people get into their what's your weight on your bow in the front of center and like I don't know, man. I got it shooting accurate up to like 60 yards and I kill deers with it. So I kill the deers.
That's like that. There was a podcast with us too. The guy's been like all over Africa shooting all kinds of deer.
Yeah.
But they get freshly culled deer and freshly culled animals and they shoot them with a bow to figure out how well stuff works. And it's like I learned more in that 3 hours of him talking than I think I've ever learned on my own. It's just fascinating stuff. Talking about how the technology has changed, how the Indians probably knew better than what we know today.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. And how everything went to steel during World War I. So they're like, well, let's make steel arrows. And then now you got to make these big ass bows to launch these,
heavy. Yeah. It's very interesting. And the one big takeaway I took from because I listened to the same thing was that these mechanical broadheads are shit.
Yeah. He's like you're better off shooting field tips than mechanical.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Assuming you're accurate and you're hitting where you need to be hitting, but I think the data that he found, or they found through their research, indicated that just a single
double bevel that's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
And it's actually more lethal.
You know how hard it is to find a good double bevel?
Well, I'm sure there's a handful of companies that make them, and they primarily target traditional archery hunters. So it's hard to find for a compound bow.
You could definitely find it for recurve. But there's what was that guy, the Instagram page where the guy made was it traditional hunting or something? Do you remember?
Oh, where he handmade a lot of stuff?
Yeah.
He did like the atlatl and all the bow and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I cannot remember the name of it. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But he used to hand chip arrowheads.
Yeah.
And it's like they were wildly expensive, but the guy was talking about how fast, like, who was it before the Indians? I used to know the name.
The Clovis?
Yeah, the Clovis, because they have a
Clovis period.
The dig site over here.
Yeah.
Not far from here. But they were saying that the Clovis people, those big long ones that they make, that they more than likely could make one of those in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, and they also talked about like what you could tell by looking at the different ones. Like you could see people who, like someone older made this because there's a little more intricate and it's a little more symmetrical versus another one that was made maybe by less experienced. You could tell by the strokes whether the person was right or left-handed. All kinds of cool stuff you could tell about people just from the artifacts.
So crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
You can make an arrowhead in 3 minutes.
And then
primitive hunting. That was the name of it.
Get it. Yeah, there you go. And then get it affixed to
a perfectly straight
something, a spear or an arrow, and then go out and kill buffalo
and find
bison.
Feathers.
It's wild.
Yeah. Did you, speaking of that too, did I tell you about the saber-toothed tiger they found with the arrow in it?
I think I've heard this. Where was it?
It was somewhere out west. It was in the United States.
Oh, in the U.S.? Really?
Yeah. They found a saber-toothed tiger skeleton in a cave, and it had like a Clovis arrow point in it.
What?
Yeah, which means
that is badass.
The Clovis people existed a lot longer ago than people think.
People thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also, someone recently found some footprint fossils, and I should look this up and follow up on it, but it was somewhere out west, and basically what they're saying is that based on how old it is and where it's located, it changes the entire dialogue about when people moved across the North America, because there's all these talks that historians and archaeologists have about, well, people had to have moved during these times because of winter and the ice caps and the ice age and blah blah blah, and these footprints that have been fossilized are way older than anything they found previously, and it changes the whole narrative.
So in this this book I'm listening to, I'm not going to keep plugging it, but this book that I'm listening to, they were discussing that the people that lived in around Texas, like the Indian tribes, the Comanche, things like that, those people and the people that lived north of that were totally different human beings. So like when you think of like tall, slender Indians with the black war paint, that was who was in there. They don't really know where they came from, but they migrated up from the south.
Wow.
And then the people that lived north of that, he said that, like in this book, they were saying those are primitive as it gets.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have a written language. They didn't, like, they were just hunter-gatherers. They walked around and they covered thousands of miles just eating stuff. And so kind of when the Spanish came up in that area and started killing all the Indians, that they got to they were just easy pickings, and they wiped this whole entire nation off. But they weren't necessarily Indians. They were probably Asian that came from over the land bridge.
Right, yeah.
But it's like, it's crazy because you always thought that the entire continent was filled with people from this land bridge thing, but now they're like, we don't think so. We think that they existed here long before.
Yeah, there were people here a long time before that doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It'll be interesting. What's crazy though, and what it makes me think about is, well, they found that one set of footprints, but there's hundreds of thousands or millions of years worth of evidence potentially of other civilizations that we're never going to find because they've been completely wiped away or completely covered by
asphalt, I-95.
Well, asphalt and construction, but also just as times and oceans changed and water lines changed and sand and all those things covered. There's things that we're never going to know. It just blows my mind.
All the sunken islands, like old, and people are like, how do they have this technology to build underwater? It's like, or maybe the sea levels were lower.
Well, that's the other thing is there's an author, and I cannot remember his name or the name of the book right now, of course, but he has a book where he talks about ancient civilizations and the fact that there's a lot of evidence that suggests and supports the fact that there were other highly intelligent civilizations before us that were possibly more intelligent than we are.
For sure.
But in different ways. Like, yeah, they lived in a time with stone buildings and things were much more simple, but they advanced in technology in different ways.
Yeah, they understood how the world works more or less better.
It's fascinating to think that there's, that maybe that's the origin of, maybe those people pieced out and that's what we're seeing on UFOs. They're coming back just to be like, I'm not coming back.
Very good choice on leaving.
So it's always funny to see and read about those kind of things and ponder if it's actually going to change anything in history books,
No, it won't. Think about how much. No, what's funny is people argue about it, but then everybody else is like, just let it go. Just let it go. It's not worth the time.
There's people who are paid top people men that discuss those kind of things.
Yeah,
you just listen to what I tell you and believe what I tell you.
Yeah, and if you don't, you're a danger to society.
You're a danger to society and the American way.
You want to do another one of these?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Which one do you like better?
First one.
I think I like the first one better as well. Let me look at my handy-dandy notebook.
Iowa just released a study of 280 captive and free-range deer.
Yeah?
That all tested positive for COVID.
I saw something with that. So
the article was confusing because it went from the whole COVID thing and then transitioned into CWD, and that's when I stopped reading. But back in earlier this year, the U.S. Department of Agriculture's plant and wildlife testing something or other published a study stating that 33% of 481 samples from white-tailed deer contained COVID antibodies. But these were of the free-range deer from the Iowa study and these that were taken from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Well, actually, I don't know about the U.S. Department of Agriculture because they could have been looking at farmed deer. But the ones from the free-ranging, they're saying there's no reason to believe they had close contact with humans. I mean, they're free-range deer, so how are they getting it? And I believe I couldn't find anything, but I have to believe they're using the same test they use for everyone.
So it's possible the test is wrong?
Well, if you do any, and I will encourage you to just do a modicum of research on.
How big is that?
Super, super tiny, just a little tiny bit.
I thought.
Of research on
a nibble, as they would say.
A little nibble.
That's what a smaller form of a byte is, like in computer.
No, I've never heard. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, small. There's like 100 nibbles in a byte.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, 12 plus years I've been, and I've never heard the term nibble.
Yeah.
I don't believe him. I'm gonna look it up. Anyways, to just do some research on the efficacy and the accuracy of the tests that they're using.
PCR test?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you know what else is funny about PCR tests? And we're not getting into anything.
Before we go down the tangent, the point being, you could probably take a large sample of any animal, and you're probably, because it's not really looking for just go do the research.
It's not looking for COVID-19. It's looking for a coronavirus,
and it's using your organic. Just go read. Just go. I'm not doing it right now. I'm not in the mood.
Don't poison your own brain. Don't think against the establishment.
Don't think for yourself.
You should also, while you're looking, see what kind of test is used for AIDS. Oh, and also see who the physician in charge of the AIDS pandemic was. You should look that up too.
And then also look up how many congressmen have direct ties to
And how many people
and the people on the FDA approval
board?
Oh,
we're going to get kicked off. You can't talk about this stuff.
Yes, we can.
Can you even say
I'll beep it out. Okay. No, it won't. Fuck it. I don't care. Are we going to get a little vaccine banner on the bottom of our video?
Yeah. We're not saying anything about any of that. We're just saying this thing in deer, you should research.
Yeah, you should research deer because deer are getting COVID and it's scary.
Yeah. Or they're not getting COVID. But according to the test that we're all taking together, it says whether or not we have COVID. The deer also took this test. So all the deer. So there's either airplanes spraying COVID-19 out and we're all getting it, especially deer that have no contact with humans, or it's possible the test is wrong. And we had to use deer to figure that out.
America, we'll let you decide.
Yeah. You guys pick it. Let us know. Yeah.
Anyways, that was a fun little thing I wrote. I have something else funny to talk about. I heard. PETA. PETa's always fun. Right?
They're pissed right now.
Oh, what are they pissed about?
I thought
they were always pissed.
No, they're pissed about the animal trials that Fauci was doing.
Oh, yeah. They're super pissed about
Furious,
that.
Which you should go read.
So
these poor dogs. Yeah, dude.
I'm not a huge supporter of FEMA, and I even think that whole thing was fucked up.
Yeah.
Man. Like a whole other
You mean
kind
PETA, not FEMA.
Did I say FEMA? I'm pretty sure I said FEMA.
You said
fuck
FEMA.
FEMA too. You know? I don't know.
They didn't bring me water when I was thirsty.
Anyway.
I know they did. That's my point.
Anyways, so of all the things, and it's funny you bring that up because of all the things for PETA to be directing attention at this last week, they decided that the World Series and Major League Baseball needed to fix some things. Now, of all the things associated with baseball that involves animals,
pigskin leather,
you would think maybe they're going to go after the baseball or the gloves.
Oh, they did. It wasn't.
Or the cleats.
I thought I was right there.
Nope. You would think that makes sense. Instead, they would like to encourage the MLB to change the term of bullpen.
What? Now, for real? Nobody even knows what a bullpen is.
Apparently, it leaves.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure. It's either where you pitch or where you swing the bat.
So the bullpen is in the outfield generally, and it's where
they pitch.
It's where the pitchers warm up. It's where the bullpen of pitchers.
That wasn't even for
hang
sure.
out. They warm up. They pitch. There's catchers back there and pitching coaches.
Isn't that funny? Because bullpen is a word made up by human beings.
Yeah,
it's right? Not like bulls get offended.
And they say that it
that's their word.
Leaves viewers and people with thoughts and visions of constrained and whatever animals. You know what they suggested and encouraged that the MLB and baseball community change it? The arm barn.
The arm barn?
I swear to God, dude. The arm barn. Oh, PETA.
Oh, man.
On the forefront of animal rights and making sense.
That's ridiculous. How much money do they spend with that conversation?
I don't know. But I feel like basically the World Series was going on in terms of the world stage. The Braves had not won a World Series since 1995, I think, or whatever. It was the year Hank Aaron died. Big Braves fan. Yeah. So it was cool that they went on to win. I'm an Astros fan. I would have loved for my Astros to win, but the historical significance of all that, I appreciate that. I think that PETA was just looking for a way to get themselves in the limelight while there was attention on something, a way for them to. We all know that one person growing up who was never invited to things because of the way they were, but they would show up to parties and they would insert themselves in the shit that didn't have anything to do with them.
Yeah.
Or make up things and blow things out of proportion, come to parties with stains on their shirts and what they did. So anyways, that's something I thought was funny. Feel free to move on. I just thought it was of all the things that they could be like you said, the whole Fauci thing and the animal.
Yeah. That they were upset with that.
All that was going on. And at the PETA headquarters, somebody was like, I hear what you're saying, but has anybody thought about changing the term bullpen?
I think that they did the arm barn. They did the Fauci thing, and then I think the mainstream media was like, if you want us to ever publish your shit again, you will stop talking about this. And they were like, quick, what's going on? What's in the news? They just saw a news article.
Baseball.
World Series pitchers in the bullpen, and they
all
were
the gloves are
arm barn. That's their word.
All the gloves are leather and the shoes are leather. Let's go after that. No, sir. Got a better idea.
Yeah. You ever thought about how offensive bullpen is?
It's not. Nobody cares.
I just see a bunch of
It's only
bulls,
offensive to the pitchers who are not good enough to start and have to sit out there.
We should go find like a field with a bunch of bulls in it and like show them this article, and they'll be like, good. Yeah. Appreciate that.
I agree. Anyways.
So stupid. Man, I wish I had something in life that no one else cared about that I cared about, and I was just really vocal about it.
Why? That's such a waste of time.
It sounds like fun.
I don't think so, man.
Arm barn. That might be my thing now.
Seems boring and sad.
Do they make vegan baseball gloves?
I don't know. Yeah, they're all plastic, but I'm sure that even those have some...
The ball just bounces right out of it.
I don't know.
If you're a vegan, can you touch like a pigskin, like a football?
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. If you just can't use it and consume it,
texted me.
Really?
Yeah.
Ask him.
I should ask him.
I have a vegan I can ask.
I don't want to wait for him to show it. You know what he said, though?
What?
Well, you can read it out loud. He says, "Thank you so much for the cold brewer. This is going to change my life. You're a real pal." That's a vegan friend, ladies and gentlemen. Just because we like whitetail and harming defenseless animals.
No, I don't like it. We're not doing this right now.
No, we're not doing it. I was just bringing it up. You're welcome, Seth. You're welcome. He listens to the podcast, too. You're welcome. I got tired of you spending all that money at Starbucks. If you spend money at Starbucks like Seth does, you can go buy a cold brew machine, and then you can make your own coffee.
Is that who? That's funny. I didn't read the name. I just read the...
Yeah. Cool. He comes to the market all the time to hang out with us and stuff.
Comes hang out, stops by.
I like him.
He's always funny. I think he's a cool guy.
I enjoy hanging out with him.
Is he going to stick around this time?
Dude, I don't know, to be honest. It changes. It's like he's going back to North Carolina, and then he's staying, and then he's going. I don't know.
He's a vagabond.
What's that mean?
He just kind of does his own thing.
He's a wanderer?
Comes and goes, yeah.
Yeah. He lives in fancy-ass Mount Pleasant, though, so.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, good for him.
Yeah, proud of him. Proud of everybody we work with and know and hang out with. Everybody's doing their own things, and it's exciting to watch. All right. I don't have anything else. We have a video. Oh, it's already out by this point. Oh, I didn't tell you what we're drinking. So,
we
did it again. We really enjoyed this. It's Double Oak Woodford.
That's twice.
Yeah.
Because we did that on the video.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't own a bottle of it. Suppose it's time to grab one or two.
Well, I mean, I've never really been a fan of it, but that's the second time now that we've picked it and really liked it. What was the other one? The Rendezvous High West.
Oh, I knew it was High West came to mind immediately, but I thought it was the another one, the
Prairie.
Prairie, yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't even had that one yet, so I don't. But
cool,
interesting stuff, and we're keeping all this logged, and then we'll probably do a battle of it.
That'll be fun
once we go through them all. But then I have literally like 45 more of these sitting somewhere. So yeah,
cool. That was a good episode.
Yeah,
you're going out of town this weekend.
Yep,
I'm going to hang out at the market one night. We got another big market weekend coming up next weekend. It's going to get real busy, and the veteran thing this weekend for those of you that are local on Thursday.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday or Thursday?
It is Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday is the 11th.
Oh, tomorrow. It's already happened, so it won't matter. Wednesday, we will be at Southern Roots Barbecue with Gibby's Bottle Shop and our buddy, Brady Smith. Brady Smith is a carryover from another company that we have had. It's gone now. This weekend, you're doing the market.
It's not gone until these taxes are finished. It's still eating away at me.
Is it really?
Until it's done, it's not put to bed.
How is it still...
Because it just IRS has to be like,
it's been gone over a year. Doesn't matter. We'll talk about that later. IRS.
Add that to the list with FEMA and we're keeping a list.
You remember like people, what is that saying? And it's like there's two guarantees in life and like you'll die.
Death and taxes.
And taxes. That's like who said that? I'm gonna get that was gonna be my new back piece. I'm just gonna get it. I feel like I never stop dealing with taxes. It's a constant. Today, I have so today I got an oil change this morning.
Yeah.
Normally I do it myself, but this new truck is just too expensive. It's cheaper to get it done here. So, not here, but down the road. I was going through like, what do I want the guy to not see in my truck? And I'm like moving stuff, and there's a WEO or a you owe me tax document like right there in my front. I mean, it never stops.
It never stops. You got federal and state, and then you got the property taxes in South Carolina for vehicles.
Yeah.
And what sucks is that you never buy your property, like you never buy your vehicles at the same time of the year. So you get slapped with that huge tax bill 1 month, and then you're like, done. And then 3 months later, you're like, shit, another one.
All mine's in the beginning of the year. That's not true. I just paid the truck one. It's
I don't even want to know what that was like.
It's a lot. It's enough that I went down there and was like, just so you know, I put 30,000 miles on it last year. So let's bring that down.
Yeah.
And they were like, in 1 year? I was like, come outside and
look.
See it? Yeah. Come outside and look.
It's a business truck.
Yeah. Not only do we do a ton of stuff, but most of that stuff has us driving.
You should probably look at if there's some way to classify it differently so that your taxes are less for business.
I get that property carrying plate, but
yeah,
whatever. We'll figure it out. All right. So we're doing, and then Thursday, Veterans Day, will be at Cigars on Maybank. This has already happened.
Yeah, sorry, I should have brought this stuff up because it's already happened.
It's all good. Friday will be at the market. I will be in Asheville all weekend doing those things. And then, so today.
Get your Christmas orders in now, folks.
Yep.
Code podcast for 20% off.
Yep. That's it. That's all we got. Done.
Add, like, subscribe. Bam.
Add, like, subscribe. And then now you can hit that button again.
Yeah.
So
like this.
Yeah. Hit it.